Hello, and thank you for having me here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Recon Hall, and I am Dominic Hall's wife. Thank you so much for participating in this year's Dom Hall Hero WOD 2026. Before you begin, I want to tell you about the playlist you'll hear today. You can find it on Spotify under Dominic Hall Hero WOD. These aren't simply songs that Dominic liked. Some tell you who he was, some carried him through deployments in combat, and some tell the story of us, and some carried me through losing him. So the story behind the playlist. Because every song has a story. Starting with The Ballad of the Green Berets by Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler. The song we play is The Ballad of the Green Berets. It's the first song we play today. This song holds many layers of meaning for our family. Dominic was a Recon Marine and later became a U.S. Army Special Soldiers Green Beret. When Dominic died, I didn't know how to tell our family and friends that he was gone. So from the hospital, I sent this song to the people we loved with a simple message. Dominic has answered God's call. Dominic had one final wish before he passed away. He wanted to be surrounded by the people he loved and holding his wife's hand. On September 4th, 2022, at 12:23, his breathing pattern changed. And I knew this was it. I sat beside my husband and held his hand as he took his final breath. And in that moment, I knew I had fulfilled all of my duties as his wife. As everyone around us cried, I quietly and ceremoniously moved my wedding band from my left hand to my right. I had walked into that hospital as Dominic's wife, and I would walk out carrying the life of a widow. Today at our home gym, Full Send Fitness in Appleton, Wisconsin, we remain silent while this song plays. We do step-ups. We listen to the words, and we thank God for the breath in our lungs and the ability to move our legs. Those step-ups simulate rocking, something Dominic was exceptionally good at. In fact, one of Dominic's very good friends, whom he met at Fort Bragg, once rocked 30 miles to celebrate their birthdays. They shared the same birthday, August 23rd. So during this song, I ask you to be silent. Listen, move, breathe, and be grateful. Simple Man by Shinedown. The next song is Shinedown's acoustic version of Simple Man. This song embodies Dominic. He truly was a simple man. He saw things in black and white. He knew what was right, and he believed in doing the right thing even when it was difficult. More importantly, he held himself to that standard every single day. Before You Go by Louis Capaldi. This song brings me to my knees. I have wept to this song on my kitchen floor more times than I can count, trying to figure out how I was supposed to live this life without my strong foundation. I've listened to it while going through Dominic's closet, crying into his sweatshirts, his t-shirts, his hoodies, desperately holding on to his smell. Before You Go makes you think about your own relationships. What would you do differently? What would you change? What would you say if you knew you had one more opportunity to tell someone how much they meant to you before they go? I See Fire by Ed Sheeran. Dominic loved The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. He loved adventure. He had a sense of wonder that stayed with him through his military career and deployments. even as a young Marine experiencing combat. He read the books, loved the stories, and this song, with its theme of standing together and losing brothers, carries another piece of him. Hurt by Johnny Cash. When this song comes on, it's almost impossible not to think about Dominic, or about yourself, or about your own pain in life, and just about life in general. Johnny Cash was a big part of Dominic's life as well. He admired the man in black, and Dominic himself wore black quite often. And you know the joke. You look like you're going to the funeral. And of course, yeah, well, maybe I am. That was him. The Face by Kings of Leon. This song has layers too. Dominic once told me about enduring a 5-hour gunfight with the enemy as a young Marine. He stood beside his brothers in arms, and music like this helped carry him through. Ride out the wave while playing air guitar on broomsticks. Stay beside your brothers. Keep going. Diamond Eyes by Shinedown. Another song with tremendous meaning. For me, this one is about giving everything you've got. When life demands something from you, you give it all you've got. I will be confident. Dominic was adamant about having the words Catholic man written on his gravestone. He loved the Lord and he trusted God. And his faith carried him through battles most people will never see. Wild Ones by Flo Rida featuring Sia. This song came out in 2012, and it was basically the anthem of the summer Dominic and I met. We were both completely wrong in life, and somehow completely right for each other. We were exactly what the other needed at that time. And this song takes me right back there. Titanium by David Guetta featuring Sia. This one I played on repeat because when you date a Marine, sometimes you have to be made of titanium. You have to have strength and durability. If you know, you know. I Believe That We Will Win by Pitbull. Not that Dominic was a huge fan of Pitbull, but this song belongs here for another reason. Believing in something larger than yourself can carry you through darkness. It can carry you when your own strength isn't enough. You keep believing and you keep moving. Save Today by Seether. This was another song Dominic listened to during deployment. Another little window into a part of his life most of us could never completely understand. A song about regret, emotional exhaustion, and realizing that you can't change what has already happened. But you can choose what you do with the life that is still in front of you. I cannot save yesterday, but I can save today, and I can carry forward what matters. Halo by Starset. Dominic would listen to this song while deployed when he missed his wife. He was a hopeless romantic underneath all of that Marine and Green Beret toughness. And somewhere far away, he would play this song and hope that somehow I could hear him listening. I don't know that I ever live up to the words, but I love knowing that to him, they made him think of me. Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy Osbourne. As a young Marine returning from deployments, Dominic would play this song for his mother. because there is something so special about a love between a boy and his mother. Later in his life, he would play this song for his wife, the mother of his children. Sweetest Devotion by Adele. I found another meaning in this song after Dominic passed away. There were nights when I cried and prayed, God, how am I supposed to do all this on my own? As a wife, I had lived out my duties, but as a widow, I began to understand something else. I still had the sweetest devotion to my husband. I stood before God and made an oath to honor Dominic in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, until death do us part. Death fulfilled that vow, but it did not end my love, and it did not end my desire to honor him, my family, and my boys. I will continue to do that in widowhood. Dear God, by Avenged Sevenfold. If you know the tattoo, you know. Misty Mountains by Peter Hollins and Tim Foss. And finally, Misty Mountains. Of all the songs on this playlist, this may carry the most weight for me, for us, for all that love Dominic. This is the song I played over and over in the hospital during the final hours of Dominic's life. And so when you hear it today, know that you're hearing something incredibly sacred to us. You're hearing part of the soundtrack of my final hours with my husband. So today, this isn't just a playlist or a workout. It's a life. It's a young Marine, a Recon Marine, a Green Beret, a police officer, a Catholic man, a son, a brother, a friend, a husband, and to me, most importantly, a father. And this is the story of the people who loved him and continue to carry him forward. Today, when your legs hurt, when your lungs burn, and when your mind starts telling you that you've had enough, whether you're lifting 400 pounds or 20-pound dumbbells, remember why you are able to feel those things. You have breath in your lungs. You have movement in your body. You have today. Use it. And when the Ballad of Green Berets begin, I invite you to join us in what we do at Full Send Fitness. No talking, just step, listen, remember, and thank God for another breath. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for carrying Dominic's name. And thank you for helping me continue his legacy through service to others. Please feel free to follow us and Vastbuyer 316 on Instagram and Facebook. And stay connected and learn more ways that you can support our mission and keep Dominic's name alive. Also visit portalpatchfleece.com for a sneak peek into our next mission. I truly believe in a cancer-free tomorrow. Thank you for believing with me. Now let's do some work.